morning, YouTube. Thanks for stopping by. This is Greg. I was up this morning early going through my bladed tool bins and found one with all my Scout stuff. So I thought I'd have a quick chat and a short tour of the bladed tools I had from the days when I was a Cub Scout up and through my Boy Scout days. Hang on, let me turn this around. Okay, here they are in the morning light. This doesn't have the little OA Norland that I carried with me most of my Scout years, but it does have all of the axes that actually had a fleur-de-lis stamped on them, were official Boy Scout stuff before the Scouts got wonky and decided that young people didn't need to have bladed tools. Oh, this is the one that I wanted the most when I was little, and I didn't have enough money to get one until later. The Ferris brothers had these, and as soon as each of the brothers had one of these, they had no use for these 1930s Bridgeports. The original ones, I got these two for $4 after they had the nice wooden handle plumb. They were very used, painted green. I think the handles were red. In the middle here, these sections that are cleaned and patinaed had in yellow paint Boy Scouts of America. I brought them home and gave one of them to my grandfather, and we pulled the scales off, stripped them, epoxied the scales back on after cleaning the edges, stripping the paint off all the metal, and putting a patina on them with apple cider vinegar. And so these two were my first DIY restoration projects with my grandfather, and I don't know how to say it where it doesn't sound a little stupid. I took not a little bit of pleasure showing up at Scout activities with these restored ones after the Ferris brothers each had one of these. This is one I got in more recent years, found it in a junk store in Pensacola, Florida, and I was attracted to it because it said official Boy Scout axe. It's another plumb, just like the quintessential Scout hatchet that you see a lot of these days on the internet. This one still has its sticker except for dressing the edge. I've never used it. Here are my first Scout knives. My Cub Scout folder probably is in the best shape because I used it the least. Once I was old enough to be a Scout proper, this is the one I had and used. The awl over on the right hand side was so lovingly used that it's worn down to nearly a nub. This little brown guy here was my grandfather's J. Robeson American Cutlery Barlow knife, and this is the first folder, also by J. Robeson, that he gave to me. I carried this around for years as a pocket folder. In my bushcraft kit, I would typically have a folder, a fixed blade, and some kind of hatchet to carry with me. These are both by J. Robeson. This one here is a J. Robeson from the late 1800s. It was, paperwork said Kephart model, so I don't know what year that would place it. It originally had wooden handles and they got kind of wonky, so we peeled them off, and this was my first attempt at a surfboard resin and linen micarta project that we did the same week we refurbished those two Bridgeport hatchets. My first fixed blade knife was this one. On a fall day, the day after Thanksgiving, we went out into the woods with my Scoutmaster, retired Air Force pilot Colonel Gene Evans, and he gave each of us boys one of these. We knocked the pointy edge off the front of the upper bout and rounded it over, softened the edges in the front so that it would glide cleanly over smooth muscle and open up hide like it had a zipper on it. Accented the back edge on it so that it would strike sparks from a chert or a flint or a ferrocerium rod, We peeled the handles off because they're just held on with little cutlery pins, sanded them and epoxied them back on, soaked it in a vinegar bath to put a patina and dress the edge. This is my grandfather's 7.5-inch modification that was the quintessential Ontario cutlery, old hickory butcher knife. And collectively, these are the tools that saw me through my scout years. And a couple of them belong to my grandfather, so they're especially favorites of mine these days. So if you ever stumble across tools that you had when you were a little guy, man, you'll be thrilled to have the memories of them. There's probably not a week that go by that I don't think of some bit of wisdom my scoutmaster or my grandfather imparted to me, hiking on long trails, camping in the woods, doing woodcraft work with bladed tools. And I still occasion to wax sentimental and take these out in the woods with 50, 60-year-old scout equipment. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and we'll look forward to we see you the next time. Bye.